Welcome to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast, dedicated to exploring the interesting journeys of the people in the provincial construction industry. Presented by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association, produced by Gale Force Winds. Join us as we chat with the inspirational individuals that ensure the continued growth of the construction industry and the province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
And welcome to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast. It is certainly exciting to be here at Build Expo 2023. It's great to be in conversation with people that are on the trade show floor, whether they're exhibitors, people walking the floor, or associations like the NLCA. Everybody's got a piece to play. There's one thing about Newfoundland and Labrador is that everybody works collaboratively together. Government, industry, academia, they understand the importance of collaboration because we all know that a rising tide floats all boats, and it is a pleasure to have the federal government in the conversation with us today. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name is Ryan Peach.
Okay, Ryan, what do you do with, and what organization are you with, and what do you do with them?
Yeah, so I am a regional outreach officer working with Procurement Assistance Canada, which is a branch under Public Services and Procurement Canada.
Okay, so Public Services, what is it?
Public Services and Procurement Canada, that's the department name.
The arching, yep.
So as an outreach officer, we work with Procurement Assistance Canada.
Procurement Assistance Canada, PAC.
PAC.
Right on,
Yeah.
PAC.
And a lot of folks might know us as OSME, the Office of Small and Medium Enterprise, but
Okay.
we've rebranded now to Procurement Assistance Canada.
Okay,
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
And how about yourself?
Hi, I'm Amy Jones. I'm also an outreach officer with Procurement Assistance Canada. I'm based out of St. John's, like Ryan, and we both serve all of Atlantic Canada. We're based out of St. John's here.
Oh wow, serving all of Atlantic Canada.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we're a piece of a big team.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you guys didn't always start at PAC. What was your journey to get there? Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah, so actually I done naval architecture at Marine Institute.
Okay.
And was first hired with the federal government in the same department, purchasing a lot of marine goods and services for the federal government. So, a lot of focus on the Canadian Coast Guard, DFO, and so forth. But I've moved away from purchasing now and using my procurement knowledge to do outreach to small and medium businesses to help them understand the process.
Wow, that's quite a journey from hydrodynamics and ship
Yes,
stability
yes.
and the like into helping small businesses access the federal government. Amy, your journey, what was that?
So prior to this, I was with Fisheries and Oceans Canada for 2 years. I was a fisheries resource manager working on funding programs with Indigenous groups in the province. So that was a great experience. And previous to that, I was with the Harris Center at Memorial University. I was a knowledge mobilization coordinator. So that's a different job
Unpack
title.
that.
So I used to work with our regional development programming. I planned events and helped connect research with the communities in the province to try to make research relevant to the province. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool work on both fronts, right? And so you find your way into the federal government, specifically as outreach officers,
Yes.
to get industry largely, and I would have probably academia as well, largely engaged in the conversation with the federal government. So tell me about that. If I were a small, medium enterprise on the outside looking in, federal government seems a little bit hard to break into the conversation, right? It's got to be easier than I think. I know it is.
Yeah.
So tell me about the steps that a company might take to get in that conversation.
Yes, sure. So with Procurement Assistance Canada as outreach officers, our main focus is on smaller, medium enterprises, particularly underrepresented groups. And our jobs is to help these businesses understand the federal procurement process.
Okay.
So we break it down, we meet with businesses one-on-one, we have webinars that we provide. We partner with associations like Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association to have outreach events to businesses, all to help them navigate the process. And we help these businesses get to the point that they're bid ready. So that's, a lot of assistance and informing them of how to do work. But, we understand that there are problems and issues, so we listen as well and bring some of those concerns back to folks, not just within our region, but at the national table as well.
I love the way you describe that, so succinct. It's get them bid ready. It's almost like a concierge, bit of a white glove service to help them navigate through. Expand on the underrepresented groups. What exactly do you mean by that?
Yep, so there's 5 outreach officers as part of our team, and we each work with various underrepresented groups. So my groups that I work with is Indigenous businesses and women-owned businesses.
Okay.
So we each, Ryan works with
social enterprise, persons with disabilities,
Okay.
and in the green sector as well.
Yeah, and we also work with people who are gender diverse and also
Ethnic diversity.
minorities and all that kind of thing. So we work with various different groups, and we have, so for example, with Indigenous businesses, we have a 5% target for all federal procurement to be with Indigenous businesses right now. So we're trying to engage Indigenous businesses particularly, and that's a big part of my role,
Right.
to try to engage Indigenous businesses and get them set up in the Indigenous Business Directory as part of all the registration processes that businesses should do. So yeah, that's one part of what we do with that.
Wow, that's great that the federal government has those lenses, right?
Yeah.
And they're trying to, let's look at this holistically, and as we grow as a country and evolve as a country and procure as a country, that no one's left behind here.
Yeah.
Everybody is involved in the conversation.
That's right.
It's wonderful to hear that. Is there a lot of uptake? Are people coming on board? Are businesses being created because the government is providing this conduit to get in, to be bid ready?
We're very busy with our one-on-ones with helping businesses. Like, there's a lot of interest. So Procurement Assistance Canada has really increased the number of outreach officers that we have, and we're all have one-on-ones all the time. Events like this we're representing, and there's a lot of interest in the services that we provide for sure.
Yeah.
And I think a big part as well is businesses don't know that there's opportunity for them with the federal government. They look at the federal government, and easy enough is the big federal government. I can't bid on multi-million-dollar tenders, right? But there's way more opportunities rather than these big multi-million-dollar contracts. There's low dollar values that we talk about as well, and we open people's eyes to those opportunities, and that is really a big part of our job as well, is getting that out there. As a purchasing officer, or contracting officer, sorry, I purchase everything from refits for Canadian Coast Guard ships to firewood for national parks.
Yeah.
Right. So there's all kinds of different opportunities for businesses.
Different dollar figure there.
Yes. Yes. Right. So when we meet with businesses, that's what we talk about is don't count yourself out. Don't worry about being if you feel overwhelmed. We're here to help, not just in understanding the process, but even just being that motivator in the corner to keep you moving forward.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, as a small, medium enterprise, as I said at the beginning, kind of at the outside looking in, there is a lot of programs, right?
Yeah.
You click it in one area and you might pull up the ideas program, and you got all of these different things, right? And sometimes you get lost in it because you can really go down rabbit holes. You go on Buy and Sell, which I think is changing name now, right?
Yes.
Canada Buys.
Canada Buys, right? So Canada, but you go on Canada Buys. Has it changed yet, or?
Yes.
So it has completely changed?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
so
still some resources on Buy and Sell, but tender opportunities are on Canada Buys.
Good thing, though, for people to know
100%.
that Buy and Sell is changing to Canada Buys.
Yes.
So don't be confused, they're the same thing.
Yeah.
But you go on Canada Buys, and it's, whoa, how do I navigate this? So here's my big ask to you guys. What would you tell those SMEs? What are the first steps that they should make if they want help from you guys specifically? What should they do?
Yeah. Do you want to go?
First step they should make if they want help from us is to reach out to us.
Right.
Because we're always available for that, to have one-on-one meetings with people and share resources. So the advice that we provide is, make sure you're registered in all the places that you should be registered in, and we walk people through Canada Buys, and that really, that's what we're here for.
Walk through all the different platforms, how they register, the step-by-step guides, how to apply filters so they're receiving email notifications or bookmarking these opportunities, so it's more refined to what it is that they're doing, like how to build networks. It is a lot. Canada Buys is a lot, but talking with us, attending our webinars, looking at our events page on our site, they'll be able to find webinars specifically just on finding opportunities, where we go through that live demo. One is just on bidding on opportunities, where we talk about those best practices. So we work to really break down that, so it don't seem as overwhelming.
Yeah, well, and that's good news, right? I love the fact that you offer these one-on-ones with the people. They pick up the phone and you can help, because I can just imagine, right? Somebody might call and say, I don't understand this Canada Buys, walk me through it.
Yeah.
Right? And you'll give them that service. Right?
Yeah.
From that conversation up to, and I love your term, bid ready.
Yes.
And that's a journey.
Yeah.
But that's a nice chunk of the journey to help somebody with, right? Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Yeah. Any last minute thoughts you would like to give SMEs or larger companies about what it is that you guys do?
Yeah, well, for one, definitely don't count yourself out. There's all kinds of different opportunities, not just in Newfoundland and Labrador, but across the country with the federal government. And as working with Procurement Assistance Canada, this is what we do. We work to meet with businesses to help them get bid ready, to understand the process, to work to reduce barriers, and be that information and contact source for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Final question then. What's it like to work with the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association? Big industry.
Yeah, it's been great. That's been part of what I've been working on. So I've been to a few events now, and they've been wonderful to work with, I must say. And we've met so many people here already. Yeah. I haven't even presented yet, so my takeaway is come to my presentation tomorrow. So I'll be doing a demo of Canada Buys and SAP Ariba and giving an overview. So at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So this has all been great.
That's fantastic. Well, there you have it, folks. A rising tide truly floats all boats. It takes government, industry, and academia working together for the collective good of everybody. And these two federal government employees are leading the charge with their group. So thank you very much for being part of the conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast, presented by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association, produced by Gale Force Winds.